Hello everyone, welcome to my video. Today we'll be talking...
I hate it when people start their videos like that.
What are you doing? Alright everyone, we are here in Zion National Park. These are my top 5 favorite hikes you can do, no permit required. So let's get to it. Emerald Pools is one of the most beautiful hikes in Zion. The Emerald Pools Trail is divided into 3 sections, the lower, middle, and upper Emerald Pools, with each pool being a little bit harder to get to than the last one. I've been on at least one school field trip to this hike that I can remember. Some might call it the best elementary school field trip hike in Zion, for real. The Emerald Pools hike is a beginner level hike with about 2.5 miles round trip, and you're going to gain about 500 feet in elevation. This hike is extremely popular and it's paved, so it's quite accessible, though last time I went the bridge was closed, so we had to cross a river. Definitely try and hike this in the morning, especially if you're doing it during the summer because it gets very hot. The best part of this hike for sure is the upper Emerald Pool. Overall, this is a great hike and one of my favorites, and I would highly recommend it to anyone visiting the park. Out of all the popular hikes in Zion National Park, I feel like Watchman's Trail is one of the more underrated ones. This hike is located right outside of the Visitor Center parking lot, so it's extremely easy to get to. There's not a lot of driving, no shuttles. You can just walk right after you park in the park. I would put Watchman's Trail at a very easy intermediate level difficulty, because you're only looking at 3.1 miles round trip and about 400 feet of elevation gain, but there are some parts to this hike that get a little steep. There are some drop off, so especially compared to Emerald Pools, I'm going to put this at an intermediate level. Watchman's Trail boasts amazing 360 views of the Zion Canyon and of Springdale. I would highly recommend this hike to anyone, and especially if you don't have a lot of time in the park. Now, if I had an hour in Zion National Park, Canyon Overlook hike would be the only thing you need to do to get the most bang out of your buck. This is scenic hiking on steroids. This is the fast pass to the greatest view almost in the park. You're looking at about 1 mile round trip, if even that, with 150 feet of elevation gain. This is definitely beginner level. It's extremely short. There are a couple drop-offs, but there's a fence up and there's some chains and things to help you. Canyon Overlook hike is an unforgettable hike that needs to be done. Whenever you come visit the park, the next time you're here, put this on the list and get to it. Alright everyone, so as you can see, there's some bolts here. Now Search and Rescue uses this for emergencies down in Pine Creek if they need to rappel down really quick. Well, thanks to Jake a couple years ago, we actually did this rappel. I almost died though because the rope got cut, and as I was rappelling down, it almost snapped, so I would have fallen 300 some feet to my demise. But if you want to watch that, it's also in the description. Now the West Rim Trail is a trail I really wanted to put on the very top of my list, number 1, but I just couldn't because number 1 on this list is so hard to beat. But the West Rim Trail is an intermediate hike consisting of about 15 miles and 1,500 feet of elevation gain. Now, I say intermediate, most of the trail is flat, if not downhill. There are some pretty steep hills you're gonna have to climb, but most of the 15 miles is relatively flat. So it's really not that bad, but it's just a long trail. It's a long hike. Now, I'm rating this hike starting from Lava Point and ending at the Visitor Center, so you're mostly going downhill. But you see some of the greatest views in Zion National Park and of Zion National Park from this rim because you're basically on top of Zion overlooking. And you pretty much end at Angel's Landing, which is an amazing payoff. For those looking for an adventure that starts outside of the actual national park and is longer than your basic 5-mile hikes, West Rim Trail is perfect and gives you amazing views of the national park and is a unique, fun adventure that I almost put at number 1 on this list. Now, number 1 on this list, and I'm sure you saw it coming, the Narrows. The Narrows is the narrowest section of Zion Canyon. You're looking at about 10 miles round trip with 330 feet of elevation gain. This is one of the greatest hikes on the planet. People travel all over the world just to do this specific hike. I mean, it's amazing, it's unique. You can do it almost year round. If you had some wetsuits, some neoprene socks, and you were prepared, you could do it in the winter, which I have done, and it is quite adventurous. In terms of difficulty, it's going to depend on the time of the year because it depends how much water is on the trail. You're walking through water the entire time and it can be anywhere from ankle deep to swimming. So I'm going to put it as intermediate, but it can be as easy as beginner and it can be even life-threatening in some cases. So make sure you pay attention to the weather. They always have rangers out in front letting people know what's up. There's signs. The websites have all sorts of information. They're constantly being updated. Just make sure you do your research. If you visit Zion National Park, you need to do the Narrows. Now, it may require some planning, some preparation, maybe even some training, but it is definitely worth it.